So here is the Nigerian-born, New Zealand-based Israel Adesanya.
I think he's going to be the next big superstar.
Ground-shattering news, everybody. Alex Pereira is looking to enter the UFC. The two-division champion, kickboxing phenom who became famous after defeating Israel Adesanya twice, the only fighter to ever knock Stylebender out. He's looking to make his move and put a mark in the UFC.
Grudge matches get everyone excited, and there hasn't been one as intriguing as the upcoming Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira in a long time. Now, perhaps because it's at the highest level of MMA as the middleweight title belt will be on the line, or because it takes place in the historic Madison Square Garden, or maybe because legacies are on the line at UFC 281. Whatever the reason, the fight world is buzzing with anticipation and cannot wait to see what will happen on November 12th. So let's see what fighters have to say about this epic grudge match. Fighter reactions. So as this is a showdown for the middleweight title belt, it's only right to get the thoughts of the former middleweight king, Michael Bisping. Although Bisping believes this will be the toughest fight in Adesanya's UFC career, he is still backing Stylebender. So let's hear from the former champ himself.
I'm excited, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I think Israel Adesanya and still. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be exciting. I think Israel Adesanya is going to be pushed to the limit. I think he's going to take some shots. But I also think that he's grown into this champion, into this superstar, into this celebrity. And he's getting better and better. He knows the threat that he's up against. Now, the danger is, if Pereira can knock him out in boxing gloves or 10-ounce gloves, he can certainly knock him out in 4-ounce gloves. So Izzy is going to be incredibly careful. He's going to take the training camp to the absolute next level, as is Pereira. It's a big deal for both of them. But I just think with the experience in the UFC, with the improvements that I've seen from Israel Adesanya and the lifestyle that he has, I just feel like Israel Adesanya gets the job done.
From one middleweight great to another, Chael Sonnen also had a lot to say about this matchup, but his thoughts primarily have to do with Adesanya's mindset and motivation, as it is Adesanya who will attempt to redeem himself against Pereira. So let's hear from the American gangster himself as he does his best psychologist impression.
What is the approach? What is the motivation? Now, Adesanya is telling us he looks at this directly insulted by Pereira. Pereira got the best of him over there and stopped him from getting his dreams. This is Izzy. Izzy has come up and being case. Now he's coming over here and he's trying to do it here. He saw what I'm doing. He saw the attention and the success I'm having. He literally came here to stop me again. And Izzy's offended by that. He's driven by that, and he's not going to let it happen, is what he's telling us. What would any other human being do? What would you do? I mean, would you be able to set aside what happened in your past? Would you be able to set aside those experiences and those memories as badly as you want to, as much as you want to erase that, as much as you are willing, and Izzy is, to take the risk to walk out there just to have the opportunity to right what you view as a wrong? But can you actually do it?
So now let's switch gears a little and get the thoughts of the last man to fight Alex Pereira, Sean Strickland. Although he was KO'd by the Brazilian star, Strickland still believes that Izzy will get the best of Pereira, as he said he's gonna float around and win. But at the end of the day, no one remembers how you win. They just remember that you win. So even though he's gonna fucking dance around on his little twinkle toes, he's still gonna win. I hope he doesn't, but I still think he's gonna win. However, Dana White would disagree with Strickland's analysis, as he believes the middleweight title fight will be, quote, batshit nuts. But it's always best just to hear from the UFC president himself.
It's interesting. It won't happen in the next fight.
I'm going to ask your thoughts on that.
There aren't, when you're sitting here in my position, you can't give too many guarantees. You know, I could say stylistically on paper, this should be, we feel this is going to be, I guarantee you. I absolutely positively guarantee you that the next fight that Israel Adesanya fights will be absolutely batshit nuts.
Now, one really interested party will be the former middleweight champ Robert Whittaker. After his recent one-side beating of Martin Vettori, Whittaker shared his thoughts on the upcoming title fight.
He's just very hard to dethrone. I think Pereira is going to be interesting because they've fought before, and the small gloves adds an element of that was different in their kickboxing fights, as well as Pereira's huge. He's got the range and the reach, and he's very offensive with it, so we're going to see that. But in saying that, they're wearing small gloves. Izzy hit him in the kickboxing fights. Small gloves change things. You see it every night. The small gloves changes fights.
And speaking of Vettori, he too had lots to say about this fight, but unlike Whitaker, he wasn't too complimentary of his former foe, Adesanya, as he said, "I really hope he goes out in another oxygen mask. And I think it can happen because that's going to be a kickboxing fight." The former pound-for-pound king John Jones will also be watching closely, as he and Izzy have had several back and forth online. So it's not surprising that Jones is backing Pereira, as he tweeted, "Bro, I can't stop thinking about this shit. How are you going to threaten a guy like Alex with glossy fingernails and a Frozen reference? I'm over here scratching my head." Another all-time great that is backing Alex Pereira is Triple C himself, Henry Cejudo. So let's see Cejudo's brilliant fight IQ at work as he breaks down the upcoming title fight.
We've seen the jumping knees knocking people out. We've seen the left hooks where he's laying people out. I just think he's a little more diverse. There's a couple things that Israel does wrong in mixed martial arts, and I think Pereira's gonna end up capitalizing. Number one is the stance. He's a little too wide off of here. You see his stance, so I do believe Pereira's gonna go ahead and pick at that front leg. He'll tend to get people to come in to eventually throw that hook. I think Pereira has been there before where he has an ability to be able to catch him with those right hands as soon as he leans for that hook, boom. You see what I'm saying? So you're able to smoke to get inside, because knowing that lean, or end up kicking that front leg out. No, we'll end up finishing you in the later rounds. For Pereira, you just don't know what you get. You know, we saw before the jumping knees, the kicks, the left hooks, the right hands. I think he's just a little more diverse. So for that reason, I'm going to Alexander Pereira, by knockout.
And then coming into this fight, a lot of people believe that Adesanya's legacy is on the line. However, UFC commentator Joe Rogan is not on board with this idea. So let's hear what Rogan has to say about the stakes of this upcoming title fight.
He's a human being. You can't take away from what he's done, and because what he's done is spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, look at what he did to Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa was running through everybody, walked down Yoel Romero.
Yep.
And Izzy just lit him on fire. Just lit him on fire. He never even had a chance in that fight. He was just getting outclassed. I think the Izzy of today is very different than the Izzy that fought Pereira twice. Both fighters. He's different now. He's better. He's way better. And the thing about that fight that's so intriguing is that Izzy has 5-round experience. He's got championship level experience. He's got big moment experience. He's got all these things, but Pereira's got that power. He's got that preposterous, and everybody gets hit. If you're in a striking exchange, yeah, wild. That left hook is ridiculous, man. The one he hit straight.
Meanwhile, the champ himself isn't as worried as everyone else is, as he believes Pereira isn't as big of a threat as everyone thinks. This is what Adesanya has to say about his upcoming title defense.
Threat meter, to be honest, as an MMA fighter, I'll give him like a 6, if I'm being honest, like complete honest. Threat meter 6 is one thing he's really good at. It's that left hook, and that's what he catches a lot of people with. He's not gonna catch me with a flying knee. I don't think he's tried in the past. I've probably done it to him in the past. I think I've caught him with a flying knee before, but left hook, that's the main thing to look forward to. And yeah, take care of that. I can take care of everything else.
Now, at least that's much improved from his Elsa Frozen line. Despite Adesanya not believing in Pereira's threatening abilities, this former kickboxing superstar has stated that he doesn't see the fight going all 5 rounds, as he said, "I can tell you that it will be impossible for him not to engage. If he's within my reach, I will hurt him. In 5 rounds, he won't make it." The fight is set to go down in one of the grandest arenas in the world, Madison Square Garden, on November 12th. Where either Stylebender will have his moment to shine and get revenge on Pereira, or we will see Pereira take everything that Adesanya has worked for these past few years as he becomes the new middleweight champ. So if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. With that being said, you just watched what fighters think about the upcoming Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira title fight. We'll see you next time.